Mr. Trump, video message number 20. Today, we're going to target good old Marco Rubio down there in Florida, running for president of the United States. The last thing we want running for president of the United States is somebody that's accepting money from so-called notary fraud people and suspected murderers. And today, I'm going to tie this all together of how this political money is funneled from exactly that, suspected murderers. So let's take a trip down to Florida, in the Citrus Park area to be exact, to a lady named Carol Baskin who runs a facility named Big Cat Rescue, who's funneling money donated to take care of animals through the Humane Society of the United States, who is funneling money to you, Marco Rubio, for a political campaign to run for president of the United States. You see, back in 1997, Carol Baskin was known as Mrs. Jack Don Lewis, who happened to be married to a millionaire who disappeared in 1997. She prepared his power of attorney, giving her control of over $5 million. But the funny thing is, in the front line of this power of attorney, she never put upon my death. She puts in case of my disappearance. And the funnier thing is, this was filed exactly 1 month before the great Don Lewis disappeared. According to People magazine, even the children of Don Lewis were upset because the police refused to DNA test the meat grinder located at Wildlife on Easy Street, which is now Big Cat Rescue of Tampa, Florida. By now, I bet, Mr. Rubio, you're trying to figure out what has this got to do with you. Well, it has everything to do with you. You cannot even control the people in Florida, along with the corruption of the police department, the district attorney, the attorney general. Why in the hell would we want you to be president of the United States? Carol Baskin is so influential in the state of Florida and throwing money in the right pockets to get away with just about anything, including over 60 counts of notary fraud. It is a felony in the state of Florida to have your family notarize something for yourself. And what they're doing is they're funneling animal donated money to buy rental property in the name of Carol Lewis, notarized by her mother, Mary Stairs. To show you just how influential Carol is, throwing the money at the right places to stay out of trouble and to buy her way through whatever problem she has, I'm going to show you a quick video of us flying down and hearing straight from the local sheriff that this is illegal, over 60 counts of felony fraud, and not a damn thing was done about it.
We're in Tampa.
12802 Easy Street, Tampa, Florida. Is
Just down the street.
Is located.
Okay. Is that where the notary's at, where she's doing all this document signing and stuff?
Yes. This is her corporation. She is the president of this corporation, who is her daughter, and she is also a notary who signed for her daughter.
Yeah, I see.
And
so this is Carol Lewis. This is Carol Lewis's daughter.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And her father.
And then this one is, this is Jamie, and this is supposedly Jamie. Carol notarized this and this, saying that these two signatures
If you
were
want
hers.
anything done today, I'm going to have to call for a deputy to come in.
Okay.
Because I don't have any appointments today or tomorrow. It would be Monday before I can sit down with you and write a report.
Okay, so
I looked up the statute. It does say she can't do that.
Okay.
and there's 60 of them, over 60 here.
Now, this has been one of my complaints through the last 18 videos, and that is donated animal money not going to the animals and being used for political references and to buy your way into your own agenda. So let's take a look at Carol Baskin's donations to political funds. And then we can take a look at Howard Baskin's political funds. Is it me, or is Big Cat Rescue and Carol Baskin and Howard Baskin funneling money that's donated to take care of animals down there at the sanctuary in Tampa, Florida, to the Humane Society of the United States, who gives less than 1% of all the money they take in to an animal cause? Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump, this is to the tune of $18 million dug out of people's hard-earned pockets to help animals, that is going to nothing but political campaigns to buy agendas and get away with possibly murder. And guess what? Marco Rubio, your name's on this list of receiving money that's funneled through donations of animals in order to win a political campaign. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up how the money's being funneled from your pocket to an animal rescue facility to the humane side of the United States back to a political person trying to run for president of the United States. Okay, so for the last 19 days, I've been asking you 6 questions, and I'm going to ask you one more time. Here they are. Here in America, we have a war in the animal world and the animal rights people in order to take our rights away, and 62.8 million people here in America own pets, and we'd like to know your comments and your concerns about a few issues. Question number 1. How do you feel about 501c3 organizations here in America that are scamming the public for hundreds of millions of dollars to take care of animals, and none of it goes to the animals? 90% of it goes to lobbyists to pass laws to further their agenda. 2, it seems like terrorist is the number 1 topic anytime you turn the news on anymore. Are you aware that our own government, the United States Department of Agriculture, declared PETA a number 1 domestic terrorist in the United States on November the 30th, 2009, and they're still a nonprofit tax organization here in America? How can you be a terrorist and get a tax break from your own country right here in America? 3, we'd like to know your opinion on how you feel on online bullying, not only of children, but adults, in the name of free speech, in order to bash somebody and ruin their reputation and their good name, only to make money for yourself and get away with it under the Declaration of Free Speech. 4, we'd like to know, how come us Americans that own our own property, own our own houses, and pay taxes on them do not have the right to have our own pets that we choose to have on our property or in our homes? Number 5, do you not think that we Americans have the right to assume the risk of our profession, no different than a cop, a firefighter, an oil rig worker, or anyone else that has the assumption of the risk of their professions? It is our right. And please, if you become president, give us back our right. And number 6, one of the most important, and this kind of touched on your speech at the Oklahoma State Fair about things being made in other countries and taxing them when they come into America. Do you not believe that it should be a right that any product made from the rainforest or an animal's habitat somewhere in the world should be taxed in order to be sold in America, and that tax money go back to helping rebuild the habitat and the rainforest so some of these animals don't become extinct in the futures to come? I'm Joe Exotic, and along with 62.8 million other people, we'd like to know if you have any answers for any of this. And you wouldn't believe the support you would get. But this war on American citizens and their animals has got to come to a stop. So Marco Rubio, if you want to sit down for 30 minutes and try and straighten out the political corruption of the police department and sheriff's department and some of the other shit going on down there in Florida before you even attempt to run for the president of the United States, I've got that 30 minutes. I'm Joe Exotic, and Donald Trump, this one was on me. I'll see you tomorrow for video message number 21.